Hey guys, it's Mike from the Wizard Tank. Got a 10-minute video I wanted to do on specifically for new players. I was trying to think of a way to take this channel, a direction to take this channel, and I decided on player, like a new player, brand new player. Maybe you've played D&D before, maybe not. Either way, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for finding a game and deciding on a character to play. Just to give you a little bit of background, my experience with D&D is I started with 3rd edition. Played that just a little bit, not a lot. Didn't have a lot of people to play it with, to be honest with you. Then I played 4th edition for probably about a solid year with my buddies. And then we've transitioned now to 5th edition, and we're probably a solid year on that. And things are going good. We've got a Thursday night game, but due to recent scheduling issues, different people have some things coming up and different things. We've cut it to every other week, and because of that, I'm looking to get in on a game, and I'm going to have to do something that I'm not really super familiar with, and that's find a game. And so I'm sort of learning with you guys, and I've got some ideas of how to find a game, and yeah, we'll just get into it, and I'll tell you my ideas, and I'd like you guys to try it, and I'm going to try it too, and we'll just see what works. So my first thing for finding a game is, how to find a game. One place I think you should look. This is probably my best advice would be friends. That's who I played most of my games with. Even if it's not somebody that you necessarily think would maybe be into it, you'd be really surprised actually to see. I do CNC machining as a job. Most people wouldn't think, oh man, that guy's really into D&D, but it's something I've been into since middle school, and I probably will be into it forever. So don't be afraid to just ask. Just ask your buddies, hey man, would you be in? And maybe it'll fizzle out. Maybe you'll do it once or twice. Maybe you'll get something going. Hard to say. Some other ones I've got is. Some of the other ideas I have are a local gaming shop, and this is sort of a mixed bag. There's some gaming shops that I know of that are around where I'm at. I'm over here in Southside Indianapolis, Greenwood, Franklin area. But some of the gaming shops I know of are fantastic, and some of them sort of harbor a little bit of an elitist mentality and don't like to let new people in who they don't know. And so kind of feel around. Like one of the places I really like is called Comic Book University, ran by a guy named Rob, who's just been super cool. But he also has conference rooms that he offers. You can play Magic the Gathering, you can play any tabletop RPG for free. Just come in and play. And so that's one thing I would look at. We also have Game Preserve and Game Gamers also, but I would prefer the Comic Book University. But also the internet, huge one. One of the guys I also follow on YouTube is Tabletop Gaming with Juice, I believe. Yeah. Anyway, he's got a one-shot group on Facebook that's. I've seen some guys getting some games that have actually turned in from just one-shots to full-on games, just full-on campaigns. And so that would be also another really good way to get into a game. And social media is also another one I've got on here that I thought of. Just Facebook, people that, just throw out a Facebook thing. Hey, looking for a game. And see what comes back. I also looked up I just Googled, just straight up Googled how to find a D&D game, and I got a D&D meetup thing that gave me 3 games that are happening around here. One was at Gamers, the gaming shop. Then 2 were ones I'd never heard of. One was related to Gen Con, which takes place in Indianapolis. The other one was going on in Columbus, which is a little bit south of me, but both are decent opportunities. And so that's kind of my quick little list is 1, friends, 2, gaming shops, 3, the internet, and networking of any kind, real life networking, social networking, either way. So also a YouTube channel. I've seen some guys, play, that have YouTube channels, get into some games and play with some of the other guys, and that could be cool. I don't know if that'll happen, but if it does, that'd be really fantastic. The second half of the video is picking a character to play. How to pick a character to play, and the character that I've got in mind is I'll just share the method with you that I came up with on how I came about deciding on a character. You got all these different races, all these different classes. How do you decide? Like, okay, I want to play a half orc fighter. How did you come up with that? Sometimes it's just easy as filling a role in the party. Like, hey, we've got a big guy, meat shield. We've got a healer. We've got, a wizard. We really need somebody stealthy. That's pretty good. You'll probably want to play a ranger or a rogue, or certain other classes spec'd in certain ways. But the idea is sometimes that's the best way, is just to fill a role, especially if you're coming into a game that already has players established and different things like that. But if it's free range, like let's say you just get four or five of your buddies together, and it's just like, hey man, what do you guys want to play? How do you guys decide? I'm asking you specifically. How do you decide how to come up with a character and what kind of character you're going to play? For me, one of the things I like to do, and I always suggest this to players that I've played with that are really new, like it's the first time or so, is think of something that you like, something that's got a cool story that you really like. It can be a video game, it can be a book, comic book, graphic novel, whatever, anything, movie, anything that you like. It's got a really cool story. Now think about the characters in that story. It usually needs to be something that's got like adventure and intrigue, things like that. And depending on the setting, try to stay within the setting of the game. If it's steampunk, pick something that's probably steampunk. If it's a cybery type stuff. But for this example, we're just going to go with flat out classic, medieval, sword and magic type thing. And like, for instance, one just out of familiarity is a story I really like is Lord of the Rings. Great story. It's got a lot of really cool characters, and a lot of those characters fit to the archetypes of the characters that fit into Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, a lot of Dungeons and Dragons is taken from the borrowed from, used the mythology that Tolkien invented, came up with. And so one of my favorite characters in there is Gandalf, because he's a wizard, and that's awesome. And he always seems like he has something up his sleeve. Like, no matter how crazy oh man, there's a Balrog, here we go. He's got something. He's always got something, just something up his sleeve that's going to save the day. And so that's one of the things I really like. I'm like, man, okay, that's really cool. And so I want to play a wizard. So in the game that I'm looking to play in, I'm going to kind of go with the idea that I want to play a wizard right off the bat. And so I pick something that I like and then sort of make it your own though. So Gandalf's really cool and I like that he's a wizard, but I want my wizard to be a little bit more unique than that, a little bit different. And so I haven't decided exactly what I want to do with him, but I definitely want to be, I've decided a few things. One is I definitely want to be either an elf, half elf, or human. I know that for a fact. I'm leaning really heavily towards half elf or human, just for some of the flavor, the role playing aspects of it. I think would be really super cool. And he's going to be a divination wizard, so he's going to actually be able to peer into the future and some different things and affect the world in a very cool way, and be able to help his team, but also have some secrets, some things that he battles internally that I think will make him a really interesting character. And so I guess for this video, to conclude it, is what I want from you guys is tell me what works for you. So I'm going to try all these things, and I'm going to see what works and what doesn't work. See what kind of feedback I get. But leave in the comments. Tell me what works for you guys. How well. Hey, I tried this, it didn't work at all. Or I tried this and it worked fantastic. Or if you have something to add, maybe you have a video response, and you want to do, hey, here's something you may have forgot, or an idea. How do you come up with characters? Things like that. So yeah, I just want to hear back from you guys and get an idea of if this was helpful, and if it was, and you want me to continue making videos, I will. My next video, the plan is for the next video to be actually building the wizard that I just described, and hopefully getting in on a game. Yeah, and trying to better equip you guys to be just better D&D players, and just to be helpful in general in the community. So thanks again for watching, and I appreciate you guys. I'll talk to you next time.